You saw Star Wars in 1977 and you got excited. You needed more Star Wars. But there was no more Star Wars. But don't worry, in 1978 you could watch a fake Star Wars called Battlestar Galactica on TV. And today we're going to talk about the toy line that went along with it. I can see you now getting ready to comment. It's not a rip-off of Star Wars. Well, it's a substitute of Star Wars. And you can tell me they were planning to make this before Star Wars came out. Maybe that's true. Maybe that's true. Maybe that's true. But you have to admit, Star Wars was an influence on this. In fact, some of the special effects artists in Star Wars left, didn't work on Empire because they was working on Battlestar. And Lucas even tried to sue him because it was so much like Star Wars. Really, it wasn't. But Lucas was very sue happy back around this time. He was suing everybody he could. But it's clear that it was greenlit or pushed to TV faster because of Star Wars. Everyone has Star Wars fever, not just the movie and TV studios. No, the toy companies. While Kenner was racking in money on those Star Wars toys starting in early 1978, Mattel, hey, they wanted some science fiction money also. So who do they turn to? Battlestar Galactica. That's right. Now I can remember when this show came out. I was a little wee lad and I was excited because, like I said, I had Star Wars fever and there was no cure for it. And Battlestar was gonna be at least my appetite until Empire Strikes Back. And I can remember getting excited for this thing and watching it, and it kind of just faded from memory. I can't remember like every weekend or every day, every week watching this thing. It seemed like we watched it a couple of times, me and my brother, and it kind of moved on pretty fast. The show was never a ratings hit, didn't last long, and they tried to reboot it in 1980. It wasn't no good either. And the only thing I can remember as a kid is thinking, Lauren Green's in this. I didn't know his name. I just called him that guy from the Chuck Wagon dog commercials. He used to sell dog food, and now he's selling me on Space Adventures. I know many of you say, no, that's the guy from the Ponderosa Show. But no. I just remember him, Ponderosa Show. That was, I don't know, I get Gunsmoke and I get Bonanza mixed up. It was Bonanza, right? You know.
Alright.
Yeah, that show. Anyway, I'm rambling here, and you're like, get on with it. You can put in the comments, hey, the video actually starts at something. But don't. So we're going to look at the Mattel figures. We're going to look at Mattel. A little strange. They went a little strange with this toy line because they left out some key characters. They did a regular small, by the size of Star Wars line. Then they did a 12-inch line with only 2 figures, none of the main cast. And we're going to look at the ships they did, stuffed toys they did, stuffed animals they did. See, I mentioned animals, the Junkyard Dog got all excited. We're going to even look at real unreleased toys from this line. We've got a lot to get through here, so we're just going to dig on into it right now. And we're going to start right here with the guy I talked about, Lauren Green. So, trying to sell you some dog food, that little chuck wagon running around.
Meat is a dog's natural food. An Alpo beef chunks dinner has lots of meat. Alpo's all a dog ever needs to eat. Maybe Daddy's been around so long because Alpo's been around so long, huh?
There he is right there. He's got it's not a very good likeness. I guess it's not bad, but I like that little velvet robe he's got. Look at that. It makes me, oh, it don't look velvet there. It looks kind of see-through cloth right there. Look at that little gun. Looks like the gun that the Cloud City pilot comes with. But there he is right there out of the package. And then we have Starbuck. Starbuck. Yeah. Back when you could say the word Starbuck and be cool. Now you think of... Anyway, Lieutenant Starbuck right at Dirk Benedict. Yeah, the guy from Ruckus. Remember that? I did a whole video about the movie Ruckus. We would go on to know him as Face Man from the A-Team. There's even a little Easter egg or a little joke about Battlestar in the opening of the A-Team. I'm sure you know what that is. But there he is right there. Also comes with like a little cape right there. He had capes. I don't know why people wore capes, but people like to wear capes in science fiction movies right there. As you can see, it always bothers me as a kid. They don't have any eyeballs. They don't. Why? Why didn't they have eyeballs? I could never actually figure that one out there. And then we have the little dog. Daggett. Daggett. Is that how you say that? Daggett. There was 2 versions of this little robot dog thing. As you can see, 2 different colors. Worth about the same amount of money today. It's not like one super rare or anything, but there it is. Let's look at that out of the package. There it is. Look, a little turd, kind of. What do you like better? Let me know in the comments. Do you like this little robot dog or that little robot from Buck Rogers? Remember that? What did he say? UTD? No, that was... What did he say? What? I forget what he said. Man, I forget what he said. Now, let's move on here to this little monster-looking thing. He's the leader of the monsters. And I can remember... going to a friend's house, and I'm finna ramble here, guys. Go ahead and tell you. A friend's house, he had this, a couple other figures, and he kept telling me they were Star Wars figures. You put them in the box. He had a box of Star Wars figures. He would put these in it, and he's like, "Yeah, this guy's in the cantina scene." I was like, "No, he's not." I didn't know he was Battlestar at the time, but it used to bother me because he swore up and down he was from Star Wars, and I was like, "I know my Star Wars, dude." There's only like at this time. This is probably '79. Maybe Series 2 was out. Maybe it was in the Empire. Maybe we had some Empire figures. But I knew this one from Star Wars. I could look at it. No. And there he is out of the package, also wearing a little robe. I know what you're thinking. I know you're thinking, Junkman. You're the guy that has all the pictures, showing all the toys. But I want to see this thing without any clothes on. There you go, nude right there. Whew, look at that. Is strange, man, strange. Then we'll move on to this one here, Stormtrooper of the line, the Cylon right here. Like I said, the Stormtrooper line comes with a little rifle. I like that it has a little rifle that hooks onto his side. Some of the Star Wars figures do that by Empire. And he's got a little pose. I don't know why they get a little action pose, but I guess it's okay. It's nothing, nothing to get upset about. And there he is right there. Although you can't... And there he is. But there he is right there. That's not the last of the Cyclones we're going to see here. And here he is out of the package right here. Doesn't look as cool out of the package. This one looks like it's been faded and played with, so we can understand that. But don't worry, there's more. Yep. Ovalon. Oh, horrible saying these names. But here he is. This is some guy, a little insect-looking alien thing. It looks like something you see on the first 2 seasons of Star Trek Next Generation. It's just, I don't remember this one from the show. I remember the humans. I don't remember many of the aliens from the show, so maybe you can let me know. Here he is out of the package. Look at that. 4 arms. He's going to be able to give himself a good party. There he is right there with 4 arms. And here's the back of the package right here to see the first figures that hit the shelf. See, only 2 humans. I guess they were like Star Wars doing really good with Stormtroopers and aliens. I don't know, because there's no Apollo, the second co-star. One of the main stars, Apollo and Starbucks, would be the 2. I mean, like Starsky and Hush, like Bo and Duke. They didn't make him. They didn't make him for Series 2 either. In fact, they left out all of the humans, or at least most of the humans. It really makes you scratch your head of how they picked these people here. And let's look at Series 2. They did make this guy right here. Look at this guy. He's got a big old priest collar on right there. Look at this guy. I guess he's waiting on a flood. Look at those pants. Why they stop at his knees? Let's look at him out of the package. I gotta see. Well, hold on. No, is that his boots? I honestly thought he was shoeless. There he is. Looks a little better right there. And then we've got this guy right here, Bo-Ray. Look at his face smell. Look like in RoboCop when that guy gets all that toxic waste on him before the car hits him and everything. Looks kind of like that, does it? Not really, but it does kind of look like a lady's mom. I used to go to school with a guy named Leuenberger, and his mom kind of looked like. Oh, we gotta hope he's not watching this video. Let's move on here. Here he is out of the package. Comes with a billy club, a piece of. No, that's just a stick. Comes with. See. Why did this storyline do good? It came with a damn stick. Yeah, Star Wars was coming with laser guns and lightsabers, and this guy was coming with a damn wooden bat. And then we have another Cyclone, the Commander here. Different color, kind of got like a gold head on him right there. You can see out of the package, got some gold on him. Really cool, really cool. And believe it or not, they also made Lucifer. This is the Imperial dignitary of this line. This is horrible. I can't even say it looks cool. It doesn't come with any weapons or anything. It looks horrible. I can't imagine a kid getting excited. This one had to end up in clearance bin. As you see, look at this thing. I don't know. They could have gave us that sexy lady. Remember the sexy girl from the show? Or this guy. They could have given us this guy. But no, we get this. Here's the back of the package. See the figures all. This is all the action figures of this scale that they made. Right. Well, there was some. Well, at this scale, we'll get into that in just a second. But here they are, Battlestar Galactica. Now we're going to move on from the action figures and look at this. 3-packs. Well, they're still action figures. Still move on, but these were JCPenney's exclusive. Yeah, you ordered from JCPenney out of their little catalog, wish book, whatever you want to call it, and you had to buy them in 3s, and you would get them in this little box like this, and the inside would be the figures. And so that's just a way for them to ship it. But there you got 3 of the figures right there. You think they would have stuck at least one of the humans with each pack, but as you see, they didn't. And here's the other pack right here. There's the 3 figures we looked at, and let's look at the other pack right here. Starbucks right there, and Lauren Green is dog food commercial, and then he's got the little doggy there. I'm gonna go back real quick because I thought the doggy. I was confused. I thought I saw the doggy already. But you could also get them like this right here. Yep, look at this. And a 4-pack. 4-pack, man. That's 4 figures, man. And back then, you buy 4 figures, you usually got them at a discount rate. They don't do that today. You buy like the Star Wars retro figures that come in that box, you get them for the same price of buying one. So what gives? A gift set's supposed to be a little cheaper. It's like buy one, get one. It's like buy them and you get one free or a reduced price, but they don't do that anymore. They don't like to do that anymore. Let's move that over. And there's another 6-pack. When your woman says she wants a 6-pack, this is what you bring home to her right here. A 6-pack. You're almost done with the toy line right there. But we're not done with Battlestar Galactica toys just yet. Oh no. Because check out this thing. Pull the string and he talks. I hate to know what he's gonna say. Oh, look at that bowl haircut that lady's got. Oh, the 70s. Oh, and check out this right here, a Battlestar Galactica laser mag pistol. This is just let's look at it out of the box. Just a generic pistol. Just a generic pistol. It doesn't look like anything really special. Look like something he's find at a dollar store. Probably makes the same sound that they made back then. But I think I had this, but my sister kept borrowing it. My sister liked this one. Not really sure why. And then we had, oh, look at this, a RC, or radio control Cyclone Raider. Look at that right there. It's got, look at that big old controller back there. You could have this thing. It don't fly. Don't get me wrong. It's not flies. It's got wheels on it, rolls around the right. Can't put it on carpet. You get this and you're like, oh God, I got carpet in my room, and it's like a shag carpet. Ugh. And check out this Mattel Electronics Battlestar Galactica handheld game. I never played this. I've never even seen it. Well, I've seen it before, but I've never really seen it in person. And I don't know much about it, but I can tell you this, without a doubt, it sucked. I'm sure it sucked. Maybe at the time it was okay, but I bet it sucks now. Oh, and then we have, look at this, a Viper launcher. They did a whole toy line like this as something else. I did a video on it, but this is their Viper launcher. You just put them in there, you kind of pull the string back. It's got like a rubber band, and it launches them across the living room. Your mom yells at you, "You're gonna knock down the lamp! Oh my God, you broke my ashtray!" or something like that. Here it is out of the package. Not much to it, as you can see right there. It's pretty cool. We didn't have this one, but I had the other one that I did the video and that launches them. So it was just some fighter jets. It was pretty cool. And then we have, look at this. Ooh, this thing looks cool right here. This is a little toy. No little figure to sit in this thing, but it's still cool. It opens up the top. It looks kind of like the front of an X-Wing, doesn't it? It kind of does look like that. And check out this right here. Stellar Probe. Oh, my sister might have borrowed that one also. I guess my sister was a big fan of Battlestar Galactica, and I didn't realize it. But there it is, the Stellar Probe. And then we have, the Viper. This one has a backstory. I'm not going to tell you about it. But if I don't mention it has a backstory, you'll tell me in the comments, oh, Boba Fett rocket launcher and everything. But I think you know the backstory, so we're not going to spend time on that, because we got to get on this one right here. There it is again, but this one comes with the Starbuck action figure. Yeah, this one you could put the action figure in. Pretty cool that it came with it. And then we had, look at this there. Oh, the radar. Look at this, is like the remote control one, but it's more of a toy one right there. You're like, well, it doesn't come with a figure. It comes with a little figure. It doesn't come with a standard figure, but they did package it later with the figure. You could stand outside of it. You couldn't put it in there or nothing. I don't know why. It's stupid, right? But as you can see, this is the one, a little smaller one right here. No really details. That's the one that actually fit in the cockpit. cockpit right there. But, you know, we're still not done with Battlestar. Man, they went crazy, didn't they? Look at this right here. Man, this is like something you see on I was going to say Land of the Lost. It looks like something you see on Lost in Space. Remember that show? Oh, remember that? Lost in Space. I like Dr. Smith. He was funny. But there he is right there. And we look at it because with a little pilot also right there. You can put him in there. It looks really cool, I guess. And then we have the 12-inch line, which only did 2 figures. There's no Lauren Green. There's no Starbuck. There's no Apollo. There's no that guy, whoever this guy is. No, they didn't even bring that sexy girl in the 12-inch line. I'd like to show her 12 inches. I'd like to show her a 12-inch I got. My Luke Skywalker Kenner 12-inch action figure. That's what I'm talking about, if you didn't know. There's a warrior right there. And I don't care what you tell me in the comments. I made it up in my mind. They wanted it to look like he had a lightsaber in his hand. I know it's not a lightsaber. It's supposed to be like a laser gun going off. I don't know why he's shooting at the feet, but I bet they wanted kids to walk by the toy aisle and think in their head, oh, lightsaber, and grab it. I bet you. I'm sorry. I'm going to stick to that. And then we had this one right here. It looks like he's holding a little dildo. What's the deal with that? He's got a little pink dildo. That was only 2 in the 12-inch line. So we're going to move on to this one right here. The command ship. Oh, man. You're like, I don't remember that Junkman with the command ship. That is freaking awesome. Well, it was never released. That's right. We're looking at unreleased toys right now. There it is, the command. Somebody out there probably 3D printed this thing. That's really big right now. 3D print this, 3D print that. It's okay to 3D print, but you don't use AI for anything. Help you with a title or a rap song. Oh, why are you that? There you go, right there. Viper. What was it called? Command. That should have been one of the first ones to release. I don't understand that. And we have this helmet that never did get released. So wouldn't that be cool? I could put it on my head and do a video right now talking to you. I hope the lights will light up and go back and forth. Now that would have been pretty darn cool. But we got through it. Believe it or not, that was it. That was all the Mattel anyway. There's some other Battlestar Galactica stuff out there. Maybe we'll look at that. I think there's some rack toys and some other little toys. Probably some model kits out there. Maybe. I don't know. Just making that up. I could be wrong. But that's it, guys. That's it. Before we go, I want to thank these guys right here. These are YouTube and Patreon members. You can become a member, find all that, the link below. You know that. But I was like, man, I always forget to give these guys a shout out. So hopefully now at the end of the video, I'll start giving these guys a shout out. Hopefully you can read it. It's not many of them. If you want to, maybe you can play this video, slow it down. But I don't know. Maybe you can find your name. Hey, maybe you know this guy right here. That guy's a jerk. No, I'm just playing as a great guy. Don't hit me wrong. That's not like a jerk. I guess that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. We'll be back tomorrow. That's right. A video a day. You know that. You know all that. Bye, later.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.